know why I said that. I think I was just scared.
I put your tea here. Thank you. Yes.
Mickey's grandson Saturday.
Did you wear them for my... No, I don't have to take him to grave now.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
We never know when it's going to be shut. So I work for a company and
They make you like certain people and not like other people.
I was just media training the other day with Sweden necklace, and it was just the biggest waste of money. Not only was it hideous, but she kind of wouldn't.
So we know that breastfeeding generally has to be done on demand. So with breastfeeding, it's obviously quite different to formula feeding. With formula feeding, you have a tin of milk and a constant supply. With breastfeeding, you need to make milk. And to make milk, the body reacts very well, but you have to feed the baby whenever it wants feeding and feed it frequently, which can be very frequently. It can be every hour sometimes, or they can cluster feed for a long period of time, and that's what establishes breast milk supply.
If somebody says, how's your pregnancy? I go, yeah, it's great.
If you're following a very strict parenting routine and saying this is a time for sleeping, this is a time for activity, this is a time for feeding, it's probably not going to work, because you're going to make your body think that you don't need that milk because you're producing milk and the baby's crying but you're not feeding it. So you might kind of stop yourself breastfeeding almost in that way.
Or was it every 2 hours for your last
It's really hard to choose. There's so much out there between, you know, very prescriptive routines, and then at the other end of the scale you've got attachment parenting, which is almost entirely the opposite.
I didn't really go out looking for a sort of baby, how to train your baby type of book. The only thing I looked at was a Dr. Spock book. I opened it up. One of his first bits of advice is trust yourself, you know more than you think. So then I sort of discarded the book after that.
Charlotte's different, and you never know how it's going to be, or you just have to retake each day as it comes. I thought about getting my eyebrows
for your sanity. I'm a bit nervous, to be honest. Well, the first one took 8.5 years to conceive, so I thought, well, I don't.
You're not sort of trying to go against what that baby wants, and also if you don't feed when enough, and you might not establish enough milk. So in theory, you might struggle, or the baby might be crying, which is a late sign of hunger.
It's because he had that, but then they made me express as well, and add it to it.
What I believe is that parents should do what is best for them and their families. There is no right way. And we're showing here that if you put your baby in a strict routine, you're less likely to be able to breastfeed. On the other hand, there's research that suggests that if your baby's not sleeping very well, or if you're not getting much sleep yourself, then maybe you're at more risk of postnatal depression. So maybe it is considering what is best for your family.
Let's say manipulation by omission.
We're not saying routines are bad, we're just saying if you want to breastfeed, routines might stop you from breastfeeding, and this is why. So be aware of that and try and consider, are there any other ways in which I can get more sleep? Can I get someone to come and support me and take the baby for a walk while I have a sleep? Or is there some way I can have more of a rest with my baby? What do I need to help me breastfeed? And I don't think routines are necessarily the answer there.
So if you're doing some interview questions, you can stop and start again.
How old is he?
They were this time.
He's very alert, isn't he? He's looking at everything. He slips off a lot.
They're off, isn't it?
Are they about a couple of weeks apart?
2 weeks.